Hey, young blood, let me give you a tip. Use your white voice. You have a white voice in there. You can use it.
Oh, no, I just use my regular voice when that happens. I just say, back the fuck up off the car and don't nobody get hurt.
You want to make some money here? Then read the script with a white voice, like this young blood.
Hey, Mr. Kramer, this is Langston from Regal View. I didn't catch you at the wrong time, did I?
It's an everyday thing, it's an everyday thing, it's an everyday thing when you let your nuts hang.
What it do, everyday people, man? It's your boy PJ. Today we back with another lit video. Back in the confessional, and yeah, we staying lit, big dog. Hey man, shout out to my everyday people who rock with me every day, man. And shout out to the homie Lucky Wheels of Deals, man. We keeping this thing lit, man. Shout out to all the Oklahomies, man. Shout out to the 32 gang, the So Cool gang, and the Wolfpack Cool Kids, all everybody. Shout out, man. Thank y'all for joining us, man. We back with another lit video, big dog. Hey. You see who we got on the screen. The dirt bag of the week, man. We finna start trashing Adam, man. Let's call him white supremacist Adam, big dog. Man, he out of line. He out of pocket, man. Adam then turned his back on the black community. He actually turned his back on the community. He turned his back on AD and T-Rail and Duno. Everybody that's down for the brown, man. He is gone. Look, man, Adam has went far left or far right, as I can say. He's a far righter, big dog. Yeah, man, Adam then went all white supremacist, neo-Nazi on us, man. He done got rid of all the brown and black and Mexicans, man. He got rid of them, big dog. There is not one minority. I mean, there's a Jew on there. I think there's a Jew. But I don't think the Jew is part of the minority. They a silent majority, and and they got a lot of power. So yeah, of course, Adam kept the Jew. Adam kept the Jew, man. That's typical. Anyway, man, we canceling Adam. We ain't canceling him like this woke movement canceling. We just say fuck. We ain't messing with him no more. He's a done dilly. For really. But anyway, let's get into why Adam is done, man. Adam is doing what Adam always does. He cops deuces. He always acts like everything is fine. He's like, oh man, no, it's just a big misunderstanding. And I really wanted this. See, Adam plays the white card when he wants to. Okay? When he's in situations like this, it's never Adam's fault. Never ever does Adam take accountability for anything he does. When the situation with house phone happened, he did not take accountability. When the situation with Lil Kelpie getting beat up in his studio happened, he did not take accountability. He was like over there shook. Hey, almighty suspect, Gina, let's hit the dough, man. Come on, man. Y'all don't need to be over there, man. Let's let Adam have his platform. He's going in a totally different direction. He wants to be this super Vlad TV type interviewer, getting all the hot content. Man, let him do that, man. But he's straying far away from the roots that built his platform. And you know that happens. Some people grow. When I'm in life, people grow. And you know, obviously, I've outgrown the support of Adam and the No Jumper platform. I'm gonna just be honest. Like I kind of checked out a long time ago, but until then, I'm gonna continue to trash Adam until that happens. Because you know, of course, Adam even had some stuff blocked on Academics page, and we're gonna get to that in just a minute. I'm assuming that Adam had it done because there's no other reason for this content to be blocked on DJ Academics page. It's more of Adam. We already know Academics don't like Adam, but they got a whole little beef. So we're going to get into DJ Academics and their beef. We're going to get into Adam, AD, and T-Rail. T-Rail's version of why he left No Jumper and what his feelings are. And yeah, we're going to get into it, man. So let's hear what Adam, let's hear Adam cop deuces first. We got to give him this little shine because I really don't like it, but he's part of this. So this old neo-Nazi Adam 22. We're going to call him Adam 32 because the older he gets, the worse he gets, the more he gets away from his roots. Adam 32.
Now, I'm not saying that Lush was that to us, but I think it's pretty clear that from what I know about some of his conversations in the Discord and stuff, that he was basically getting treated like that by some of these people who, to them, it was kind of like exhilarating that they had like an actual No Jumper host who was down to have 3-hour conversations late at night in the Discord with them. You know?
So there's like this whole underbelly of No Jumper fans that are just in a chat room.
Yeah.
So right now, Adam is actually talking about Lush being in the Discord. And the Discord is a bunch of fans from Reddit that like to debate topics on the No Jumper podcast. So it's just a random Discord of people that just discuss No Jumper news and things that's happening on No Jumper. And so since Lush wants to be like this favorite person, loved by everyone, he jumps on this Discord and gets to just running his mouth. And of course, this is Adam putting this off on Lush, which then he fired Lush for going to run his mouth. But why, as you as a boss, would you give an employee information on another employee potentially losing a position? Because then you basically let it all be known because you put it into a blabbermouth's mouth.
Yeah, and this one specifically was a voice chat.
Okay.
So I'm sure that he was popping into the Discord regularly. There is a No Jumper Discord that I heard has been absolutely surging since all this stuff happened. They just told me that like 6,000 new people joined this like in the last 24 hours or something.
Damn. So this is kind of like back in the day when you'd go into like an MSN chat room or some shit about a topic.
Yeah, Discord like basically just allows you to create chat rooms and various kinds of chat rooms too, where you can have a voice chat,
Okay.
you can have just like a plan. There's rooms that are open to the public where like the main No Jumper Discord, if you were to go to it right now, is just going to be like 5 billion random No Jumper fans / people who are interested in this talking about
Right.
God knows what, right?
So these people are so dedicated to being fans of you guys that they're talking about it. So they're probably super excited that somebody who's actually a part of the shows is in there shooting the shit.
And probably if it was like someone like me or AD or T-Rel, who those people knew that we could control ourselves and that we would be acting in a responsible manner, it would have been probably a little less exhilarating.
Right.
So he actually saying that Lush couldn't control himself. He doesn't think that Lush had the capabilities to be in the Discord and not embarrass himself or the show. That's what he said in short term.
Or a little bit like, it wouldn't have been as fun for them because they wouldn't be necessarily of the opinion that they could get us to crash out, right? But whereas with the Lush thing, I feel like a big part, and I've heard this from some of these mods, a big part of what the appeal was that they were kind of like gassing him up, telling him different things, and like really, in this case, trying to get secretive No Jumper information out of him. So, full disclosure, for the last couple months, I had been contemplating in my head, is it possible for me to switch up the Tuesday show? The lineup had been for like 3 years. Me, AD, and for a while it was House Phone. Obviously, it was me, AD, at House Phone for years. Then a couple months ago, the House Phone thing kind of fell out, and so T-Rel.
Wait, it kind of fell out? No, it fell down, big dog. Like to see, he's throwing this stuff under the bus. Like this really didn't matter. This really didn't matter. This changed up. No, Adam, all these situations happen because of you. You want to blame Lush for running his mouth, but this is actually your fault, big dog. Like, you actually, as a boss, we're going to get to this. We're going to get to where he tried to son everybody and, like, master everybody. I'm your master type stuff. We're going to get to that because it comes up really quick. Adam is a terrible boss, and he has terrible taste in how he runs his show. And he lets things slide, and then he wants to put his foot down, but then he just comes out looking like the base head at the end of the day. And this the reason why is because of the whole way he runs his show. And because the way he runs his show, that it makes it hard for me to understand how these people become his friend. Like, y'all should just keep it business, because at any given time, Adam could flip the switch, and he has done it time and time again. We seen it with House Phone. We seen it in the Lil Kelpie interview. We seen it when Flacco got spit on. You know, we seen it, in countless other situations where you had AD going out to stop its milk from running up on Adam. Come on, man. Everybody can't save you. You can't have a scapegoat and have this miraculous plan while everything just all of a sudden just works out for you, but everybody else gets trashed in the midst of it.
Filled in for, I don't know, like 3-4 episodes or something like that. But this is something that I had been thinking about a lot, where I just had kind of like, as time went by, started to feel like me and AD didn't necessarily have the best podcast rapport. And I feel like a lot of people notice this in the chat, in the comments, in the sense that, you know, it sucks for me to read comments on Sledge Lords and see people saying like, wow, Adam seems like a totally different version of himself. He seems like he's having so much fun on here. And then the Tuesday show, people are like, Adam seems like he's just getting annoyed by the way that this conversation's going and everything like that. And it's just, you know, like me personally, I started to kind of dread it. And we started to record it Monday morning instead of Tuesday night. And I felt like maybe that would help. Is like, okay, if I do this earlier in the day where I have more energy, maybe that'll change things up. It ultimately ended up just being like, you know, I just kind of made the decision that like I have to switch up my cat.
So is that really what happened, or is that your excuse of what happened? Because like, yeah, you might have felt some way, and did you let the comments dictate? How do you let the comments dictate what you're happening? Because as I was watching this show live, all I could see through the comment section was, I'm unsubscribing, L. Just 1,000 L's, a bunch of unsubscribing. Now, don't get me wrong, anybody unsubscribe, it's not going to really hurt his channel. But it's just the fact that, you know, that's all you see in the chat. I'm watching it, I'm thinking about unsubscribing. Like I really don't even watch your show. The only reason why I watched it was for Sharp. I only watched it for AD and T-Real or Smack. That's who I watched it for. I didn't watch it for Adam. You know what I mean? Like, Adam was not even the main character to me on his platform anymore. He was not the main character, but he's still the owner. So, you know, he built the platform, but he was not the main character to me. He's just another entity on there, but the one that has to control over everything. And he was not the star. Smack was becoming a star. AD is a star. T-Real is a star. He tried to make Gina and Almighty a star. Flacco, even though he gets a lot of hate, he's the star. You know, so this whole thing with Adam just trashing on his employees and telling them what he thought they was and how he was setting up this grand scheme of thing. It was not that. He felt like he wasn't getting the shine on the Tuesday show, and he wanted to keep the Tuesday show for him, and he was no longer the star.
Cast, right? And I also kind of knew that it was very likely that if I told AD that I wanted him to just do the Wednesday show, that T-Rel as well would probably not want to stay on the Tuesday show, right? Because they kind of came to No Jumper together.
Right.
Yeah, it makes sense.
T-Real was, that's what I'm saying. AD technically was the star. T-Real was the PowerPoint. He was hitting on all the PowerPoints, all the bullet points. And Adam, you were there as a moderator. You weren't even in the conversation. And so that's what you wanted to do. You wanted to keep control. But you say you made this grand scheme event thing. It was like, hey, but that's not how it come out. How it came off is you went and told Lush all this other stuff.
I could be kind of awkward. So, you know, then, and this has nothing to do with Court, because Court did not cause any of this, for the record. But
I didn't even know.
When I met Court, I was like, this guy really is the type of dude that I think that I could build something great with on Tuesdays. I just, you know, like, I feel like you have like a certain type of like comedic style / podcast style that was very attractive to me. Pause. And
pause that shit.
Yeah, I gotta pause that. But
okay, and I'm glad Adam is saying all this nice stuff about Court, but at the end of the day, which is the next show, Court does not show that energy in this video. So it is what it is. He does not show the energy that Adam is looking for in this video. He just shuts up through the whole video. Maybe they need to build a rapport or something, but it's not there yet.
You know, that was part of it. Is like, you know, I had been thinking about having this conversation with AD for a long time. Then I meet somebody that I actually think is really good for the role. And so I said to myself last Friday, I'm like, fuck it. I'm going to finally say something to AD about this. So I hop on the phone with him. We have the conversation. he's.
But you say it as, see, he missed out the whole interview with the Spencer, or whatever his name is, Spencer, whatever. And then AD said something about that. Then he decides to have this conversation with AD. He did not decide to have this conversation with AD prior to this situation. And that's what I say. Adam does not take accountability, and he tries to make it seem like, oh, it was just timing. It wasn't this, it was that. No, fool. You got caught kind of salty because he called you out. And then you made it seem like, oh, for us to remain friends, we have to move you. Like, what does that mean? For us to remain friends? Like, come on, man. Stop the lies. Stop the lies, Adam.
I wouldn't say he's like, he seemed a little hurt. Seemed like kind of confused, like he didn't see it coming, but he didn't seem like angry, It just seemed like, okay, like, like he took it fairly well, I think, but we didn't really talk after that until yesterday. Like, so Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, we didn't talk. We were in the group chat, though, and me and him were kind of exchanging, like, we're talking in the group chat. We're talking about the Last of Us season finale and stuff, and we're having, like, normal conversations. So I'm like, okay, AD doesn't hate me, whatever. And yeah.
Whatever. Okay, see how he throws that in there? So he knew the reason why he felt this way is because he knew all this came after he called Adam out for his accountability and having the Spence, whatever, the white guy, the white supremacist interview. So that is why I'm saying No Jumper knew that he knew timing was bad. He knew timing was bad, but then he went and let Lush know. And when he ran his mouth to Lush, then now he's finna go blame Lush. So whatever, I ain't finna get all into that. Lush, I knew Lush was trash. I don't know why Lush was even on the show, but sometimes crackheads need to redeem themselves, and there you have it. You got Lush. All right, let's get into this next clip, though. Let's get into AD and T-Real.
This situation just forced it. I mean, it's kind of like it was almost planned. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like, all right, if I get rid of AD, I think this is how they gonna curve, and they gonna do it, and I'm gonna get rid of this shit, and then I'm gonna take this shit to another direction. I'm gonna get all these niggas off my page, and I'm gonna do what I need to do as far as what I want to do. I mean,
that's what I was just saying. Like, the way Adam came at it, he like had this big scheme in his mind, but it was happening all at a time where you was doing all these changes, and you didn't let your core, like you say, your supervisors. If you got employees, some of them are supervisors. AD is a head supervisor over that show, but as we see, he has no pull. But let's say he should be notified as a supervisor, but you go let somebody like Lush, who doesn't have any rank at No Jumper, so he has so little rank that you could just fire him without a cause. And then you finally let T-Real know, but then you notice there's this whole you could cut the tension with a butter knife in the air type vibe with T-Real, Duno, AD, then this is Smack, and this is over just because of the recent things that's been happening. So everybody knows this is going on, and we gotta put the nail in the head and just say, Adam, man, you messed up, you jacked up, you treated everybody wrong, you've been treating everybody wrong, you're a dirtbag. No, nobody really like your show. We just like all the people that was on your show. But yeah, some of your interviews are informative, and I know you changing the ways, but you did your homies wrong. You did some of the people that was there every day, and you did AD, the biggest supporter of your channel. You did him the most wrong, and I mean, so for that we don't respect you.
That's great. You know what I'm saying? You didn't even have to go that route. You didn't even have to play the mind game. If it was that, you could have been like, hey, look, check this out. Y'all should do y'all own thing and go hard.
Real shit.
We could have been like, you right.
That's
you know what I'm saying?
That's what by the mind games he talking about. All the situations that's been happening. Like, hey, let me just get you over here and do this. Nah, he should have told them, hey man, y'all got the community over there. Y'all need to do y'all thing on this show, and then go to y'all's channel and go hard and build that thing up. Just let's branch off. Let's make big things happen. but you wasn't doing that. You wasn't thinking like a boss. You was thinking like saving your platform and how to go about your platform. And you was also jealous of the community and back on Fig. You didn't like that. And I didn't get to the part where you was like, you let the prisoners run the facility. We almost got to that part, but you was long-winded.
Like, easy call.
Y'all would have been like,
Yeah, fuck the channel. Just fuck all the Wednesday show. Cancel all that shit.
hey, look, I want to go a different direction with this.
Y'all niggas.
Y'all not gonna want to go with me.
Yeah.
So I feel like y'all.
I'ma
Y'all
do
big
the-
enough to do y'all thing, go y'all way. I'm gonna go this way.
Yeah, I'm gonna do the white supremacist thing a lot. So
and look,
y'all
and
might
that
not
was-
fuck with
There's
that.
gonna be a lot of hard R in this motherfucker.
Yeah.
and that's where I was at too. I was like, listen, you don't want the last thing people talk about was AD spoke up about a white supremacist and you don't want him on the show no more.
Exactly.
You feel me? That look crazy.
I mean, that do look crazy.
It look fucking crazy.
It look crazy.
Motherfucker.
I mean, because right after that, you got the call to where,
Cancel Christmas.
That's what I'm saying, man.
Cancel Christmas. You feel
Let's-
me? After that, so.
Let's hear it. I gotta go back to No Jump. We're going back to No Jump, and let's hear where he talk about what the teacher told him
Yesterday, I
about.
kind of felt like everybody that I brought on had to be able to do exactly what I do. You know, like anybody I would bring on would have to be an interviewer. That they would have to be like really, really, really good at having the long form interviews. And then AD comes around and he's making it clear, like, I don't want to do interviews. Like, I'm just going to chill. Like, I'm going to have conversations on camera and stuff, but I don't want to be the interviewer, which I think is actually really good that he like kind of knew that about himself early on, you know? But yeah, AD definitely like kicked in the door massively. So I got to acknowledge that 100%. But then I think that when things started to change a little bit was because I encouraged AD to start his own stream, like in the beginning, because it had been suggested. And I kind of told him, like, you could be like academics. You don't have to be as messy as academics, but you could sit on stream, put your fucking head in the corner, play video games, talk about whatever's going on in your life, etc. And, you know, he did it. And it ended up being really successful, like way more successful than anybody else had ever been from No Jumper in terms of like creating their own content.
I mean, yeah, they just sold out the El Rey twice, right? Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so I feel like what that kind of did was it was dope because I have to wear two different hats in having this conversation. As a business owner and as a friend to AD and T-Rail, I have to look at that shit and just be like, bravo, you guys did exactly what I would fucking want you to do in that situation if I was coaching you, which is you get an opportunity from No Jumper, you get in there, do what you can, build up as much of a fan base as possible, but then also be building your own shit on the side. And because this was so new to us, we hadn't even got into the conversation of like, okay, maybe our contract should say this, maybe our contract should, you know, make it so that they can't do extremely similar content on their own channel, which is kind of what it's turned into, where like a lot of times the stuff that happens on No Jumper
spills over to community,
and it will get like more views from them reacting to it or talking about it rather than it has for us, you know? So that was something that I didn't anticipate or that I couldn't have really expected for that people. And, you know, so now we have kind of like different types of contracts where it's like, if somebody's going to come on and be a part of No Jumper, it's like, I want you to create your own content and everything. But in terms of stuff that is like directly the same as No Jumper, or, you know, not to say this shit is exactly the same, but it's clearly like filling the same itch that we're trying to satisfy on here. We need to have some kind of control about how we deal with people. And
That's basically saying, don't take the content that you create with us, then go react to it and give us a difference of opinion or some type of discord about it and bring up other related topics and feed off into it and feed off into the people who want to. So basically, he didn't want you to react to the stuff that you are doing at work. So basically, if I got a job, at my job, I work at a place, and then I get off my job, then I go home and I get on Facebook and I'm talking about this place and what all happened. Then the place is like, dang, you just told everything that happened today at work. You can't just go home and talk about what you did at work to other people. Like, don't do that. Like, you know, that's what they wanted. But it's like content, because it's stuff like that I react to this stuff. I react to the stuff that y'all do at y'all's job, but I don't actually work there. So it's not like you can say, oh, well, that's beyond our clause. So you gotta build clauses. I see what you're getting. I see where you're getting at, but you just said I want them to have their own thing, but then they have this other thing that's feeding off into this other thing, and that should be good for you. It's not like you're losing views from it, but they're gaining more because they get to react to things that they said and done and things that happen on your platform, and you feel like you're being betrayed, which is true, but it's not true because no one ever betrayed you. AD was loyal to you, even though people around him didn't like you. AD was loyal to you.
I was having a conversation with somebody the other day who used to be a teacher,
Here you go.
and I kind of filled them in on a lot of the details about this, and they said this to me. They said, listen, like, when I go into a school, I can't start out as the cool teacher.
Mm-hmm.
I have to go in and be a strict ass teacher. And then when it comes down to it, if I want to fucking say a swear word or if I want to let them eat pizza in class or some shit, if I want to be a cool teacher, I have to like interject that after I've already set the baseline as being me being a very strict teacher.
What he's saying is, as soon as I get the Negroes to work on my plantation, I gotta whip them. I gotta whip them into submission. And then once I've beaten them till they can't think for themselves, then what I do is I just basically I let them do what they want. But they still fear me. But they won't go too far. They'll do what I say. And that's what he's saying. He need to whip his Negroes on his plantation into submission. Everyday people, man, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. I'm gonna holler at you later. Peace.